What separates clean, fast hurdle races from the ones that fall apart? It usually comes down to three things: form, rhythm, and speed between the hurdles. Every week, over 100 hurdlers from around the world send me their videos to fix these exact problems, and today you're going to see why it matters. In today's breakdown, I'm analyzing 7 hurdlers from beginners struggling to three-step to elite high school athletes flying over the barriers. Wherever you are right now, you'll see exactly what to fix and what to copy. Let's jump in and see how you can fix your race one hurdle at a time. This is Nora. She's in the 8th grade. It's her first year hurdling, and she's struggling to three-step. Nora, this is very common middle school technique: hopping too high over the hurdle, not having enough speed, taking 5 tiny steps, and then repeating the jogging and hopping. First thing you need to do is fix that trail leg. You see that you're pulling it underneath you, and that's keeping you from going any lower. And once you fix this, you need to stop the 5-stepping. That's definitely something you shouldn't do. And since I don't think 3-stepping is in the cards right now, you need to learn how to 4-step. While that does present the challenge of having to learn to lead with both legs, it's going to give you more of a natural running stride and teach you to be farther away from the hurdle. And if you continue this going into the high school, then you can work on being faster and lower and quicker over the hurdle so you can 3-step it. This is Jackson. He's a high school junior. It's his 2nd year. He feels like he needs help with his lead leg and maintaining speed between the hurdles. Jackson, I think you're just one fix away from being really great, and it is your lead leg. If you see here, you lean over to the right, and then you swing your lead leg over from the right to the left. So this takes away your forward momentum and turns it into a swinging momentum, which brings you off balance right here. Other than that, I think you're doing a really good job, so definitely spend some time fixing that lead leg, pulling it straight through. This is Zarria in the outside lane in the white t-shirt. She's a high school junior. She's been at it for 2 years, and she just overall wants to know how to fix her form. Zarria, I selected you because you're a really good example of a common mistake that I see. First, you see that you're taking 5 steps, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're so close that you can't bring up your lead leg properly. While a lot of athletes in this case swing their leg around from the outside, you're swinging yours to the inside right here. So this motion slows you down, and it also throws you off balance, and that, along with taking the tiny slow steps, never allows you to pick up the speed that you need in order to 3-step. So the first thing you need to do is learn to come faster at the hurdle so you can be farther away and you can bring your lead leg through properly. And take that speed and run with proper strides and see how close that gets you. You might need to 4-step for now, but eventually you can learn to 3-step. If you'd like me to do a quick review on your video or get a real virtual coaching session or any help with your hurdling at all, go to my website at acemethodcoaching.com. I'll leave a link in the description and the comments. This is Thanos. He's a high school hurdler. He's been at it for 3 years, and he wants to know how to be more offensive to the hurdle. Thanos, you are without a doubt one of the fastest, most technically good high schoolers I've ever seen. I also have very little suggestion for you because you're doing so well. The one thing I'd recommend is your lead arm. You see right here, you pull it back kind of straight. I recommend to be a little quicker, to have your arm bent at 90 degrees. Think more about pulling your elbow back and then your hand, and that'll get you in a better position. I always tell my hurdlers to imagine they have a knife in their hand, and when they pull it through, they slice their knee. So I say, cut off your knee, and that brings their hand and their knee in the right position. And the second thing is you're running between the hurdles. Although it's really great, you are getting a higher heel recovery than most elite hurdlers, so you could work on that. This is Kateri in gray. She's a high school junior, been at it for almost a year, feels like she's too high over the hurdles and wondering about her lead leg. Kateri, overall, I think you're doing great, and I've seen you before, so I know you've made a lot of improvements since then. There's 2 things you need to work on, and the first one is, yes, you were too high over the hurdle. And there's nothing about what I see here that suggests that you can't go any lower. You have a great lead leg and a great trail leg, and you should be able to do it. And the second is right here. If you see how nicely you're leaning into the hurdle and still leaning and still leaning, and you don't come out of your lean until right here. What I suggest is as you start descending the hurdles, push your hips forward. That's going to drop your lead leg down faster, and you'll get up to running quicker to the next hurdle. This is John. He's an elite level hurdler. He's been at it for about 3 years, and he's looking for some help. I don't typically accept videos that are sent to me in slow motion, but this had some good examples that I wanted to point out. John, I think your steps going into the hurdle are really good, and I like so much about this. The way you plant here, The way you lean into the hurdle, your lead leg looks good, your extension of your plant leg looks good, going into the hurdle nicely. The movement of your lead leg is good. You end up in a perfect position right here. This looks just great. The only problem is you're about a half a meter too far forward. You should have been in this position way back here. So because everything else looks so good, the logical fix is to be farther away from the hurdle. And that's it. If you fix that, I think you're going to do great. This is Daniel. He's a high school sophomore. He's been at this for 2 years. Just learned a 3-step, but overall feels like he needs some help. Daniel, I definitely take some time to work on your run up to the first hurdle. You got some really long steps at the beginning, and then you take some really short, choppy steps in the middle and the end, and that's messing with your speed. And on your 8th step, you reach out really far, leaning back, sticking your arm over your head, and you jump up really high. So you end up about 5 feet above the ground with very little speed, so you have to land like this. And now that you're collapsing into the ground with no speed, you're forced to reach out and take these really long steps that are also slowing you down, and then repeat this again for the other 9 hurdles. So before you move forward, I would take the time to learn the speed and the rhythm first. So that means lower hurdles, pinch closer together, and when you get faster at that, you can gradually, incrementally spread them out. You need to have more confidence that you're not going to hit this hurdle, and I don't see anything wrong with your mobility to think that you couldn't be lower than this. That's it. I hope you liked it and learned some things that could help you. And remember to vote for which of these athletes you think should get a free virtual coaching session. You can leave a comment with their name or their number. Until next time, Coach Ace out.